And backwards. It's lovely. Issues with my microphone. Camera adjusted. Well, hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I have a microphone I usually use, but apparently it needed charge before I come out here. I charge everything else but the microphone. I didn't think I'd really need it, but it'll work. Just sounds a little better with the microphone. I just talked up a little bit and everybody can hear me just fine. But other than that, what's everybody up to today? Beautiful day. Decided to get out and go camping for the night. The Apex and friends, welcome, welcome. G3TH. Okay, hello, hello. Yeah, it was a nice day. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I said, screw it, I'm going camping tonight. I'll probably go camping about 3 or 4 days after it rains. I try to time it so I got a little bit of time for the wood to dry around me, because if not, it's a pain in the ass to find dry wood. It's pretty humid back in here too, so it takes an extra day for some of the stuff to dry out. But other than that, there we go. Let's put that there. I'm worn out, man. Between the heat and sawing a bunch of wood, it's like, yep, I'm done for the day. Usually got a bigger wood pile than what I got now, but it should work. Yeah, yeah, over there. I got some stuff behind me. I should be okay. Should be okay. Time for me to pack a step too. Smoke them if you got them, folks. That's all I got to say. I light off a boomer, but I'm waiting for what am I making? Nothing. Ain't making nothing. Just sitting underneath the shelter. I go out camping usually once or twice a week, and I build like a primitive shelter in the middle of like nowhere, and bring food. I got a cot stashed back here, so I can bring an air mattress. I post up on that for the night, and then I try to go home the next day. Oh, I'm smoking. Hell yeah. Smoking. Yep, yep, yep. I don't drink or nothing, so I smoke cigarettes and wacky tobacco. Man, there's so many jaggers back here in these woods I have. Yeah, you have a nice day too. Thanks for stopping by, for taking off. Like camping videos or just a crazy guy going out in the woods trying to stay alive and not get eaten by the bears and the wolves. You know, check out some of my videos. I got like over 300. I think there's almost 400. I think there's over 400 videos now. I lost track. I haven't looked there in a few days. I just keep posting, posting, posting. I'm gonna be like 80 years old. I'm gonna have like 9,000 videos. Yeah, I got hurt really bad not too long ago. I had second-degree burns all over my hands, and it's finally healing. It's the only thing that's left. I might have to get a skin graft. I kept trying to avoid it, but it's just not healing like I think it should. It's like a huge gap right down the middle of the. I just now started trying to take some of the scab off because it was so big, and it was like all the skin that's going to regrow underneath it. It has regrown, but it just looks terrible. It'll be a reminder for the rest of my life the dangers of coming out here. So easy to break an ankle, poke an eye out. That's another thing. Jeez, I'm glad I got glasses because there's been 3 or 4 times where if I didn't, I probably would have poked my eyeball completely out. But the only thing that stopped the stick from not poking my eye out was the glasses. Yeah, and there's homeless people out here now too. I don't really like that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was homeless for about 2 years, but I never ever went and made a mess. Never went and made a homeless encampment or anything like that. I kept my shit together. I had reasons for being homeless. It didn't involve like being a druggie or anything like that. It had more to do with the people I was living with. I found out there was some issues with them, and I didn't realize it until about I'd say a month or two living there, and then it just for like 3 or 4 more months after that was just a living hell. So I can't take it no more. So I went to a shelter, and it helped me get my life together. It gave me time to. It was a humbling experience because I see there's so many personalities and people out there that live these lives that aren't like perfect, and yeah, some of these people have brought some of these problems on themselves, but there's other circumstances that can pop up that can really make your life tough, make you want to give up and just not care, and then you see the people that just don't take care of themselves and stuff. I had a routine. I bathed. Wouldn't bathe there at the shelter. I went all the way out to it was a fitness place. I paid for a month-long membership just to use their shower and hang out for a little bit. But I'd do that, and I'd come back. I'd eat lunch and stuff, and take back off. When I was working there full time for a while, but then I ended up losing my job because I got hurt. They didn't like the fact that I was missing work. I told them I didn't know what else to do. My knee's all fucked up. I'm gonna have to get surgery. I'm trying to come in every day that I can, but there was just days I couldn't. My knee was just too swollen. They didn't like that. They fired me, and it's just like, oh my god, like that was just terrible. That was when I was like had nothing to do, and it was. I mean, it was a tough experience. I wouldn't wish anybody being homeless, but there's just different stages of being homeless. And being out in a homeless encampment because you're strung out on meth or heroin or whatever is not you're not going to better yourself living like that. You're going to make your situation worse. I lost my backpack back here, and I found a homeless guy, and I actually paid him to help me find my backpack. We found it, but he offered me meth, and I was like, nah, dude, I'm good on that. I've never tried that shit my entire life. Never had the need or the desire to want to do anything like that. I smoke my trees, and that's about it. Eat some mushrooms or something once in a while, but I mean that's it. It's a simple life. I go camping by myself. Nobody wants to come out here with me. Shit. between the walk to get here and the amount of bullshit that you got to go through to get here is just. I try to warn people like, "Yeah, I want to go, man. Check that." I'm telling you right now, dude, it is hard work to get out where I'm at. You ain't gonna have fun because half the time I'd say I'm out here, I work getting shit together like my shelter and fucking getting wood and dragging it back here and cutting it up and breaking it. So it's not just like I come out here and it's just all fun and games, but I try to make what time I do have out here count. Go for walks, that kind of shit. Used to play my damn video games out here and then I broke my fucking 3DS. I think it was expensive because that thing was like a collector's item and shit. I should never have brought it out here. Should just, I didn't want to keep bringing my Switch out here because I was worried about messing that up. So then I messed up a system that's worth twice as much as the Switch. Oh my god, you're living in Iran? Hell, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I was just talking to people about that today. I wish that shit would just be over with. So many people suffer, and it's so hard for people to just live. Simple things like getting water and food and shit like that. You gotta spend 3 hours walking somewhere just to get a couple gallons of clean water or something and walk back. And, it's like, seems like a lot of women are widows because it's their husband's involvement in the conflicts. I don't know. I don't judge anybody. I'm from the United States. I don't brag about that. I'm just saying that's where I was born. So it's like you can't pick where you're born, unfortunately. But I mean, I think that's crazy, bro. I wish you the best of luck. I hope things work out for you over there, bro. It's like, yeah, life is tough, man. I'm going through a lot of shit right now. Got into a car accident about a year ago. This dude, I found out just about a month ago, he's suing me for almost $100,000, and I don't work. It's like, this is great. I'm gonna go to court. It's gonna be a jury trial. I'm gonna have to get a lawyer, all this shit, just because I got into an accident and I had car insurance. It was supposed to cover it, but this dude's trying to sue for such an ungodly amount of money. So now it's like, it's always drama. I try to smile and just take it day by day. And if you keep hoping tomorrow's gonna be better, the day, the day that you're living now is never gonna be a happy day because you're just gonna be anticipating a better day for tomorrow and just try to make the best out of what you got going on today. And hopefully tomorrow is a better day. Yeah, so I hope, like I said, I hope you're safe and stay blessed. That's all I got to say. It's like, no judgment. I don't care where anybody's from. I love talking to people from other countries and shit. Some people shy away from it. I don't care. I like it. I don't know. You learn a lot more. I'm from the United States. I have not traveled that far at all from where I've been born. I went a couple states over. I've never like crossed the country or did anything that I really wanted to do because I just don't have the ability to drive to those places. Can't afford to buy a car right now, so now I've been having drove in almost a year. Been riding a damn city bus. I walked out here with probably 50 pounds of gear. I just hopped on the city bus and rode over here and hopped off and then walked about an hour back through the woods. And you see, I'm lucky I have a place like this. I feel like I'm blessed every time I come out here. And this isn't my property. I don't know who owns this place. The cops could show up at any moment, tell me I gotta go and trespass me and make my life a living hell. But I've been coming out here since 2008. That's a long time. It's like it's been so long. I can't remember. Like, I'm trying to remember like the first time I came back here because my sister and my nephew. I was living with them, and this is a state next to a state park. and they would constantly fight. I don't like drama. I don't like the. I just don't like drama. I'm all about like karma, and I try to be like, if there's a problem, it's easier to talk about it than scream at each other and throw shit around. It's just so I just would walk away and go back here in the woods and just started realizing how much I feel like I'm lucky to have a place to go away just from things to get my head right and just kind of like I don't know, center myself. You don't have anybody like barking at you in your right ear talking to you, or your neighbors banging shit around, and you're just kind of like just going through life like, oh, another day. But then it's like you find something you enjoy in life and just try to go with it, and maybe it'll put a smile on your face. Because I don't know, when I come out here, I forget about my problems usually. That's hard for me to find something that does that to me. Even if I did drugs, it's not going to take me away from my problems. This doesn't erase my issues or my problems, but I see too many things that make me happy out here, so it's hard to think negative thoughts when you're surrounded by beauty. And you can check out where I'm at. Oh. I muted that. My bad. I didn't realize that. I pushed something earlier when I was trying to switch the camera view around. So I hit the mic button. My bad. My bad. Last time I come out here, I was in a torrential downpour. I knew it was gonna rain that night, but I didn't know it was gonna pour. I'm sitting here and it's just raining and raining and it's raining even harder. I'm like, what the hell? And I get up and I'm looking like behind my shelter and there's a big puddle that's forming. And the only thing that held it back was a big root. That thing was gonna go right underneath my cot, get all my shit here wet, my firewood. It sucks where I'm camping because if it rains, I can get stuck back here. It's almost happened on two occasions where I've had to like walk through like two or three creeks just to get out of here. It's crazy, but I guess it's part of the adventure. I even come out here in the middle of winter when it's like 18, 19 degrees out, wind chill down near this, single digits. I'm still out here camping. Winter is cool out here. It's pretty. That's the only thing I like about it because if you don't prepare for that, you can end up with some problems big time. I always have them hot hands where these little things you open them up. As soon as they get like exposed to air, they warm up. Those are great. I've never used those in my entire life until like 2 years ago, and now I use them like every time I come out here when it's winter. Things get hot. I'm putting them in my gloves, and it just keeps my hands toasty warm. Those help, and then layering up, layer. I think I usually wear two or three hoodies on my winter coat. You're toes will get cold even with these. I got heavy duty boots that'll keep my feet nice and warm. But after about 12, 13 hours of sitting in the snow, your toes will start to get cold. So a fire is just the biggest thing if you're camping out in that colder weather. You gotta have heat. It's impossible just to sit here and just freeze your ass off through the night and hope the next day gets there soon because your fire's out. You don't have no way to keep yourself warm. You just shit out of luck. So usually I have a rule of thumb. If I get firewood, I make sure I get like enough for 2 days, just in case something happens. Because if I have to stay a second day, I don't want to really go get firewood for 2 days in a row. I'd rather just baby my one pile, split it up into 2 days. But I've only been out here 2 days on 3 occasions, I think. It's a tough little ride. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna lie about it. Shit, it's a lot of work. Because the second day you gotta go get ice, you gotta go get whatever you're gonna cook the next night. And there's a grocery store not far from here, but to get to that grocery store, you gotta trudge through so much bullshit. There's so many briars that stick to you back here. I have a pair of sweatpants that I'm just dedicating to briars. I'm gonna call them the briar pants. They're covered from one end to the other. I was started taking some off, and I looked at the whole pair, and I'm like, oh, there ain't no way. I'm not gonna sit here for 3 hours picking off individual little briars. I'll just go buy a new pair of fucking sweatpants. It's a great experience. Some people would be boring just to come out here and hang out in the woods, but I can go for a walk. I don't have no rules. I got boom booms I blow off every time I come out here. I got three of them for the night. They loud. They go boom. That's when you know I'm around in this camping because you can hear my ass blowing off them fucking things. Usually blow them off around my. I usually go live about 8 or 9 o'clock. I just went live a little early tonight for something to do. I've been working all day doing dumb shit. I need to charge my mics. I don't want to charge these. I'd rather use them or my charge for my phone. Got a battery pack. I can charge my phone 3 times, but if I start charging other devices, it's gonna make the amount of time I can use my phone drop drastically. Yep, I spend the night. I'll sit here all night by the fire, messing around with YouTube, going live, making videos. Then around daylight, I pass out on my cot back there for about 4 or 5 hours, and I get up and usually pack up and take off. I might eat breakfast in the morning time before I go to sleep or something like that, but I enjoy coming out here so much I just stay up all night long. I can't believe I'm like 51, 52. Oh yeah, 52 years old. That sucks, man. I was like, I'm 51 now. I'm 52 now. I'm still out here doing this shit. I don't think age is really anything. It's just a number. If you still get that spirit inside you, it'll help you push through a lot of shit. I'm willing to take people out here if they're willing to enjoy a humbling experience where it's just peace and quiet. You don't have to worry about the cops messing with you. I'm so far back in the woods that the cops are never going to come back here and fuck with me. And I would hear them a mile away before they even got to me. But I'm tucked back in this little spot here. I have like 12 spots, but I go back and around trying to find new places and stuff. But this one here was a permanent site that I used for probably 3, 4 months, maybe 5. I knew I used it all winter long. I used it prior to winter and a little bit after. And that was around the 4th of July, and I went to a new location, and then I didn't come back here for about 6 or 7 months. And when I did, all my shit was gone. I didn't expect it to still be here 6 or 7 months later. But then I found a homeless encampment down there when all the leaves fell off the trees and everything died off. I found an encampment where there was just trash. It's sad. It's like this place. I pick up all the trash that's around me, even if it's not mine. I clean up the area. But there's people back here that just trash this place and don't even give a damn. And it's like I come on those places and I just stop. It breaks my heart. It's not hard, even if you dig a hole for your trash, just somewhere to put your trash instead of just like everywhere around where you stand and live. Well, I lost my backpack. I'm not gonna lie. I went up to that homeless guy and I asked him, "Hello, everybody. Welcome newcomers." I was walking through the woods and I hear, "Hey." I'm like, "Hello," and I was like, "Is there somebody there?" And he says, "Yeah, who is that?" And I said, "This is Keith." He's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "It's Keith." So I put all my shit down. I got to walk over in his direction. I said, "I'm not bothering you, bro. I'm not gonna stay. I'm not just cutting through here." I said, "I come back here to camp all the time. Sorry to bother you, or I didn't know you were up." Or he goes, "No, you're cool, bro." "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in the back a little ways. I'm just cutting through here, bro. I'll get out of here in a second." He's like, "All right, bro." So I left and went to the spot I was going to camp at and realized my backpack's not on my back. Now I got about $200 worth of shit, camera gear and stuff in my backpack, and I freak out. I'm like, "Oh my god, I left my backpack at the homeless dude's encampment." I'm like, "There's no way he's gonna just save it for me. This homeless guy's gonna take my shit." I'm freaking out, so I leave all my stuff and just take off. And I go back to that dude, and I'm like, "Hey, I got a question. Did you leave your tent when walked by here?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Did you happen to find a backpack, bro?" I said, "If you did, man, I really need that." And he's like, "No." And he's like, "I walked over there to see if you messed with that one guy's tent." And I said, "No, I can't find my backpack." I said, "Listen, man, if you help me find my backpack, I'll give you $20." And he's like, "All right." So he got up and he walked over to me, and I didn't know if he had it or not, but I asked him. I said, "Listen, bro," I said, "I'm not trying to accuse you of anything, but is there any way that I could look inside your tent?" I said, "I just want to like eliminate all possibilities of like, I didn't think he took it the way he acted when I asked him if he could make $20." He was like, "Hell yeah," because there was already $20 in that backpack. So yeah, but he walked around with me and shit. We're talking, and we ended up, he used to date my sister. It's crazy. I'm like back here in the woods. I run into some homeless guy, random guy, and he used to date my sister. Cause he's like, "You look familiar, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do too." I said, "I don't know where I've seen you." And he's like, "What's your name?" And I tell him my name, and he's like, "Oh my god, I dated your sister." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "No way." And I stopped for a minute. He goes, "I remember seeing you down by the lake and shit fishing." I'm like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Yeah, that was definitely you were my grandma's." I said, "That's how I thought I seen you, dude." I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy. It's a small world." And we ended up leaving his spot. I said, "I got one other spot that I stopped at when I first got here." And I said, "We can stop over there." And I think I left my backpack there. I said, "But even if it's there, dude, I'm still gonna give you that $20. I keep my word." He's like, "That's cool, bro." And I walk over there. My backpack was hanging in a tree. My heart was like, I was nauseous. I was like, my day's fucked. My money's in there, just a lot of other shit. My camera gear, fuck, man. Lightings. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff, and I was like so thankful that it was there. I grabbed the $20. I said, "Here you go, bro." I said, "Yeah, I appreciate you walking around with me." I just wanted him to walk with me because I was afraid that he would go looking for my backpack, knowing that now I can't find my backpack, and if he really didn't have it, maybe he'll go look for it now, and if he finds it, he's just gonna leave. He's not gonna stay there in this campsite. He's a little dope fiend because he offered me meth. I told him I don't mess with that kind of shit. And it's like, so, it's a small world though, right? That homeless guy out here, he used to date my sister and shit. That's why he knows about this place, is because he used to date my sister and she lived next door to it. So it's just, man, there's three tents out here I know right now. And usually when I'm camping out here, the whole place, there's nobody but me. Like I say, they're trashing the place where they're at. They don't give a fuck. And it's just, what am I supposed to say? It's not my property. I'd love to just have somebody come back here and tell them they got to get the fuck out. But even if I call the cops, they're going to say, "Hey, are you the property owner?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, there's nothing we can do about it." So there ain't really much I can say. I mean, like I say, I don't care if you're homeless, you need somewhere to stay, but just don't trash the place. There was a girl that was out here all winter long. I'm talking like when it was like below zero temperatures. She was in this little tent by herself. I thought somebody died. I didn't see no footprints around this tent. I was like, man, it's like, I I've been coming out here for a month now, and I haven't seen no footprints over in this area. I'm like, I wonder if somebody died in there. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to find another dead body. I've already found one, and I don't want to find any more. But so I'm like, I'm gonna do a welfare check when I'm getting ready to leave this place, just to make sure if somebody's in there, they are all right. You know, but I just think there's nobody there. They abandoned the tent. If it was empty, I was just gonna take the tent and keep it. So I walk up to the tent. I kind of knock on the tent. I'm like, hello. I'm like, just kind of doing a little welfare check. I'm seeing if everything's all right. I don't know if there's anybody in there, but I don't want to frighten you. But I'm just like, just checking on you to make sure you're okay. You need anything? And I'm knocking on the tent again. I'm like, hello. Nothing. So I unzip the tent, and there's 4 candles in there burning. I'm like, oh shit. I just zip it back up. I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, there's somebody actually in this tent. And I was like, damn, there's 4 candles burning in there. That's not how they're keeping warm. I'm like, that's crazy. So I'm walking away, and as I'm walking to catch the bus to get out of here, there's a girl that's walking back in my direction. I said, hello. And it's like, excuse me. She turned around looking at me all like mad. So I don't mean to bother you, but I did a little kind of like a welfare check on that tent back there. I think it's yours. I said, I didn't mean to frighten you. I don't mean, I wasn't nosing around in your stuff. I just was just seeing if you were all right and needed anything. I said, but yeah, I didn't know anybody was really even staying there. I said, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, yeah. I'm working part time, but I'm waiting to get into a shelter. Until then, I'm gonna stay out here. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I said, oh, if you like when I stop out here, let me stop by and make sure you're okay. And she's like, no, I'll be okay. But it was just man, it just blew my mind. This little girl, tough little girl, is out there camping by herself, just staying alive in conditions I don't even know if I could live in those conditions. Because it was cold and there was like a foot of snow on the ground. I was like, this girl was like tough. You got the oh. Everybody's like, you're gonna find a little hippie chick in the woods someday. So, and I was like, thought it was my calling, but nope, not yet. I guess I gotta find another hippie chick in the woods. What's up, Kevin? Welcome, welcome, welcome. The hands are getting better and stuff. All I got is this funky. I might have to get a skin graft. The way this is healing, because there's this huge crack, and all the like I've taken the scabs off and shit, and the skin is peeled back. It looks like a bullet hole, and I don't think it's gonna heal right. So I might have to look into going to the burn unit and maybe have to get a skin graft. And that's everybody tells me that's gonna be a terrible experience. I'm just hoping this thing heals on its own, man. It's like just hope and pray. I'm just lucky I didn't land face first in that fire because that probably would have burned off my eyebrows, and that'd have been terrible if I did that to my face. I could end up blind. What's up, Kevin? They gave me that Silverdine shit. Well, the first time I put that on there, it fucked all the scabs up. It turned like the scars, the scabs that were healing, turned into this liquid shit, and it was like they just seemed to set me back really far. So I just kept it open after that. When I stopped wrapping it up, the swelling went down, and I couldn't see my knuckles. That's why I kept using it as a test because like I could see my knuckles on my other hand, but yeah, I'm just lucky. That's all. I'm just glad that it wasn't worse. But glad to see you stop by. That's cool. How's everything going on your end? I hope everything's going good with you. I see your videos. I try to post up, watch them, at least like them. That training, but for the EMT stuff, kind of training. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Salute. to all those brothers and sisters that serve to do nothing more than to help people. I hear people bash the cops and the fire departments and all these people that put their life on the line just to help us really pisses me off. So I want you to understand, man, I have all the respect in the world for even a cop. I mean, I might get in trouble, but I'm the one dumbass that did whatever I did to get the cops to come. But I mean, I have no problem with a cop. Every time I've had a dealing with a cop, they've been fair as long as I didn't lie to them. That's the biggest thing. Don't lie to a cop because once you lie to them, they're just gonna fucking be pissed. They're not gonna help you with anything. They're not gonna give any leniency. But yeah, that's great, bro. I'm glad you got yourself into something that's rewarding like that. A trade, a field. I hear the cicadas making noises. Yeah, it's crazy. I hear them like around this time, but then at night you don't hear them. You just hear crickets. I always thought the cicadas like were an all night thing. They must go to bed by. It's like time to go to bed. Done rubbing my abdomen. Oh yeah. You too, man. Stay safe. Oh, I'm just glad I got all my shit done. I usually have this tough, intricate suppers that I make up. I'm making hot dogs tonight, man. Fuck all the dumb shit. 4 or 5 in the morning, I'm hungry for some supper. I'm gonna definitely, yeah, it's like I'm gonna start eating a lot sooner than that shit. Because when I wait that late to eat my supper, I'm usually so hungry that I'm sick to my stomach and I don't even want to eat. Wish I had steak and eggs, but not this time. No steak and eggs today. Well, shit, I think I'm about to get off this live for right now because I'm going live again later. If anybody's watching this still or wants to stop by later on, come on by and hang out. I might go for a walk. You never know what's gonna happen. Ever since I got this camera gimbal, I'm on my move, going places, doing things, stumbling and falling, all on camera. So anybody stop by for my live, I want to say thank you. I got other camping content if you like that kind of stuff, or just a guy going crazy adventures. Most of it's camping related, but there's a few that aren't. If you want to check those videos out, there's tons and tons to pick from. So I don't have no clickbait. There's one thing I don't use clickbait. I don't use AI. I don't lie. I keep everything real. I don't act like a fool. I don't do anything just for donations and shit like that. I don't eBay. I don't do. There's a lot of things that I don't do. So I'm not that typical YouTuber that Come on, people, man. You hit my cash app up, man. I really appreciate anything. I'm not asking for anything, but if you guys want to donate, that'd be awesome, man. Hit my cash app bill. It was Juggalo for Life 24/7. Yeah. And somebody donated some camera gear, and that was awesome. That was freaking awesome. And I was very appreciative of that. I was kind of frustrated in the beginning. I was having issues trying to put this camera on this gimbal with my case on. You can't do that. Something to do with the balance that throws it off because it kept leaving a message. But something about the balance was off, and then I mount the camera and start talking, and all of a sudden the camera's like, dude, drop down. It's like because something to do with the balance. So they took the case off and put the mounting bars on the sides right in the middle of the phone. I haven't had no issues whatsoever. So trying to make things a little bit better on my channel. But until then, everybody stay safe, stay free, stay aware. And of course, my closing line, here it comes. Love, peace, chicken grease. Buck, buck, buck. Peace out, motherfuckers. Peace. End of the show.